Well, hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another travel adventure with Sam, and today I'm very privileged to go on a Hollywood Beverly Hills tour with this lovely gentleman, Rick. Rick, how are you, mate?
I'm fine, thank you very much.
I'm looking forward to this tour very, very much. So what can we expect?
Well, it's about an hour and a half. You're gonna see Mulholland Drive, Beverly Hills, West Hollywood, a lot of celebrity homes, a lot of famous sites.
Wow, look, mate, and I understand I'm riding shotgun, so I'm really, really looking forward to it. Thank you so much, and I'm looking forward to the tour, my friend.
Very good, very
Thank
good.
you.
Well, next to the right, we can you see the mural of Frank Sinatra? Beside, we can see Miss Sally's restaurant. This was the first restaurant that opened in Hollywood in 1825. It's a diner. Then they closed down, and then they reopened as an Italian restaurant. That was his favorite hangout. Also was the favorite hangout of other musicians from the 60s and 70s, like Nelson Rero, Henry Mancini, the composer of the music for the movie Breakfast at Tiffany. Next to the right, we have a very famous site, Las Palmas Hotel. This is the place where they shot the movie Pretty Woman, the first part. You might remember the fire escape stairs. That's where Julia Roberts and Richard Gere met. This was the home of Julia Roberts in the movie. And then she ended up going to Beverly Hills, which we're gonna see later. Also, they shot some episodes of the series Seinfeld. You might remember the episodes when Kramer came to live here. He wanted to become an actor and he was accused of murder. Okay, those episodes were shot there. So, the Zero building. Right now, this is a residence for senior citizens, but in the 50s and 60s, used to be a small residential hotel. This was the first home for Ronald Reagan when he came to live here in California. Also was the first home for Gene Hackman, the actor of the movie The French Connection. And believe it or not, Elvis Presley and Bob Dylan at one time or another stayed there. Sometimes famous people like to avoid publicity, so they stay in small hotels like that one. Here to the left, can you see that tower belongs to a Methodist church? That tower was designed to resemble the Tower of Westminster Abbey in London, England. That's what they told me, and that's what I read. Over there, they shot some scenes of the movie Sister Act 1 and Sister Act 2 with Whoopi Goldberg. This is the 30-year anniversary of that movie. They also shot some scenes of the movie Back to the Future 1 and Back to the Future 2. Los Angeles has a population of 3.9 million people. It's within Los Angeles County, which is the most populous county in the country, over 10 million. And the population of California is almost 40 million. It's the sixth economy in the world, and it's the most populous state in the Union. Next, we're gonna see the Hollywood Bowl. This is an open amphitheater. This year is the 102 years anniversary of this place. It has a capacity up to 19,000 people, and this was the first place where the Beatles performed when they came to California in 1964. First they went to New York, they played in the Ed Sullivan Show, and then they came here. Very busy place. We had the Beach Boys a couple of months ago. Next month we're gonna have Russ Stewart. He's doing the farewell tour. Michael Bublé is coming back in June. Christina Aguilera. So it's a very busy place. Nice place to see concerts at the open air. Okay, this is where the Mulholland Drive area starts. The Mulholland Drive Road was built in 1824. It was designed by William Mulholland, the head of the Department of Water and Power here in Los Angeles. It's a very serious and winding road. It's about 8 miles long, and it took about 7 years to be built because it cuts through different hills and different mountains, and basically links Hollywood with the beach. It's also kind of a shortcut between Hollywood and Beverly Hills. We're gonna see a lot of celebrity homes along this road. Actually, the first one is coming up right now. Straight up, can you see it? This is part of the home of Jason Statham, The Fast and the Furious. Are you familiar with those movies? They made about 11 already, and they're making number 12 right now. We're gonna see very soon the whole house of Jason. Here to the left, we have the Hollywood sign. We're gonna stop in another place so you can take pictures. So don't worry about taking pictures right now. Straight out, here we have downtown area. Nice view. Today's not very smoky. Yesterday was very, very smoky. Next to the right, we can see the whole house of Jason stayed at. And then when we made the left turn, you're gonna be able to see it on the left side. Now, originally the Hollywood sign was called Hollywood Land. It was created by Richard Chandler, a real estate developer from New York, who used the sign as a gimmick to attract people to buy real estate. But during the Depression, the price started going down, so he sold the sign to the Hollywood Studios. That's when they changed the name from Hollywood Land to Hollywood. Another view of the downtown area, beautiful. It looks great. You can see everything today. Now, in 1965, some politicians wanted to legalize marijuana here in California. So what they did is rented the sign and changed the name to Hollywood. But the measure never passed and it went back to Hollywood. They tried that trick several times. They finally were able to pass that measure 10 years ago. So right now, marijuana is legal here in California. Here to the right, we have a good spot where we can stop so you can take pictures of the Hollywood sign. I gotta clarify something. Before the pandemic, we used to go to another place a little bit closer where you can come out. But unfortunately, those trails are still closed. So this is the closest we can get you right now. How about it? Can you see that home with the green turf and the swimming pool over there? That's the home of Charlize Theron, Mad Max Monster. She worked in one of the movies with Jason, one of the Fast and the Furious. She won an Oscar for Monster. She also made the remake of the movie The Italian Job with Mark Wahlberg. Great actress, I like her. This tall street to the left, we're gonna see a home on top of the hill with a roof and a triangle shape. And you see that home on top? That's the home of Aaron Levine, Maroon 5, The Voice. He's back on The Voice. Here to the left, this white home used to be the home of Anthony Perkins, the star of the movie Psycho in the 60s, and the film made by Alfred Hitchcock. Right now it's owned by Carmen Electra. She lives right here to the left. Nice panoramic view of the downtown area, Los Angeles. And today is very clear, very nice. Actually, you know, by the edge of that tower, you can see a structure in the background that looks like a triangle. That's the SoFi Stadium. That's where we're gonna have the Soccer World Cup next month, and also the Super Bowl in February. Now we're gonna see the home of Katy Perry. I want you over there to the left. Actually, she owns two homes there. As you know, she's married to Orlando Bloom. Well, she was married to Orlando Bloom. I believe she got rid of him. Now she's dating the former Prime Minister of Canada. That's what I hear. Here to the left, that's the entrance of the home of Katy. Over there, we have Runyon Canyon Park. That's a place a lot of celebrities used to run, hike, or do some form of exercise. It's open to the public, anybody can go. Straight out, can you see that white home here to the left, behind these trees? That's the home of Michael J. Fox, Back to the Future. Remember that movie? Back to the Future, yeah. Some of my friends tease me all the time. They say that I look like Doc Brown. They think I should buy the uniform and start taking pictures and having. No, I don't think so. Michael has been living here for more than 25 years. He's a long-time resident of this area. 2 years ago, he came out with a new movie documentary about his life. You know, he's having that problem with the Parkinson's disease. Here to the left, we have more gated communities. Over there, we can find the home of Rod Stewart and Sylvester Stallone. Most of those roads are private roads. The only way to get through is by special permit or just living in that area. So this is one of the few open roads in this part of town. Famous home. This is the place where they shot the movie Lethal Weapon when Mel Gibson and Danny Glover. They're remodeling this place. This place was destroyed in the first movie of Mel Gibson. Right now, Mel Gibson is finishing number 5. He's directing that movie. And next to the left, this yellow home straight up, that's the home of Quentin Tarantino. Pulp Fiction, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. We're gonna see it again soon. Straight out, this home with the black gate is the home of Vinnie Jones. He's a British actor, used to play soccer or football for different football clubs in England in the 80s and the 90s. When he retired, he became an actor. He made a lot of movies. He always played the top one, but he's basically retired right now. I think he's doing some TV for the BBC about farming, something like that. Drew Carey, he's the host of the show The Price is Right. He's the man who replaced Bob Barker after 25 years. He was the original host of that show. He passed away a couple of years ago, Bob Barker. Next to the left, this yellow home is the home of Sacha Baron Park, Sacha Baron Borat. He has another home in Australia, I believe, and he's married in Australia. Or he was married in Australia.
Yeah.
I think he's getting divorced. Next to the right, now we can see that's the San Fernando Valley. This is one of the most populous areas here in Southern California. As you can see, it's very widespread. Here, can you see the castle of Harry Potter over there? Let's see if we can see it. Let's see. It's hard to see. Yeah, over there. No, behind the castle of Harry Potter, you can find the Warner Brothers. So don't worry, we're gonna see it again. We're gonna see it again without these fences. By the way, the Warner Brothers Studios is another very good tour. Is anybody familiar with the movie E.T.? Yes, right? It's one of my favorite movies of all time. Now we're gonna see the home where they shot that movie. In those days, Steven Spielberg used to live there. Actually, he used to live there while he was shooting that movie. It looks like a flying saucer. We're gonna see it. So, next to the right, straight up, that's the home of E.T., remember? Over there. Yeah. They also shot the movie The Charlie's Angels there. That was the famous site for the Charlie Thompson Detective Agency. Now we're gonna have another view on the left side. In case you missed the first one. Here. Yeah, you have a good shot there. Very good. And now to the right, now we can have a better view of the castle of Harry Potter and the Universal Studios. You can see more clearly. Can you see it to the right of the black building? Yeah? Yes? Yeah, behind is where you can find the Warner Brothers. A lot of people miss that tour because of the Universal, it's the most famous one. Over there, more of the San Fernando Valley with the 101. As this fence belongs to the home of Justin Timberlake. Here to the left, Justin Timberlake. Well, we all know Harrison Ford, the famous star of the movie Star Wars and Indiana Jones. But before he became an actor, he was a carpenter. And the next home that we're gonna see to the right was the last place that he worked as a carpenter before he started working full-time as an actor. Here to the right, very old and very historic home. The last place where Harrison Ford worked as a carpenter before becoming a movie star. Straight out, there's a brown mailbox to the right. This mailbox belongs to the home of Bruno Mars. He bought this place 2 years ago. He paid $29 million. Take a look at the view he has. I think it's got a lot to do with those $29 million he paid. A very secluded home. You can see a little bit of the home after we pass the guardrail over there. Great musician. I like Bruno Mars. He's in Las Vegas right now. He's coming back to Los Angeles. He's gonna be performing in the SoFi Stadium in a couple of months. Next to the right, we have an area called Happy Town. Many series from the 60s, 70s, and 80s used to come very often here due to the fact that this area has a very family-oriented look. So series like The Brady Bunch, Leave It to Beaver, Father Knows Best, My Three Sons. Home of David Hasselhoff, Knight Rider, Baywatch, also long-time resident. Now we're gonna see, well, this home, well, properties in this area are very, very expensive. And needless to say, this area is a very pricey area. This home to the right took about 4 years to get it remodeled. And right now they have it for sale They're asking $22 million here to the right. So if you're looking for a vacation home, maybe you should check it out, 22 miles. Next to the right, we have the fire station. The fire station is not for sale, but here in California, we need one every 4 months. That's by law because of the fire hazards that we have in this area. Here to the left, this white home is the home of David Heyman. He was one of the co-producers of the movie Once Upon a Time in Hollywood with Brad Pitt and Leonardo DiCaprio. Now we're approaching what is called the hippie area. Many musical groups from this 60s, 70s, and 80s used to live around this area, like the Mamas and Papas, the Doors, the Monkees. Carole King, who made the album Tapestry, very famous in the 60s, used to live about a block away from here. And also, this area is famous for the crimes, like the murder of the actress Sharon Tate in the 60s, very renowned crime. She was killed by the gang of Charlie Manson, who also died in prison 7 years ago. Her husband, Roman Polanski, also a very famous movie director, also got in trouble with the law. He was accused of rape at one point, and before he went to trial, left the country, never came back. He was found guilty in absentia, and he's still considered a fugitive, even though he tried to come back a couple of times just to get the case dismissed. But he needed to surrender. He didn't want to do that. So no more United States for Roman Polanski. But he's a very famous movie director. He lives in Switzerland. He's able to move around Europe without any problems and work there, but he's not able to come back here. My home that looks like a small motel, that's the home of Petula Clark. She made the song Downtown, very famous in the 60s, one of her biggest hits ever. She's originally from England. She spent time here, time in the UK. She's still very active. Hey, thank you. Traffic this way. Yeah, this is the rush hour we're approaching. Now, straight out here we have Laurel Canyon Park. This is a park for dogs. When you come here, you gotta bring a dog, otherwise they don't let you in. It's a very secluded place. It's a private park for dogs. Usually it's very busy, early hours, late evenings. Little bit of the park for dogs. No, I don't see many today. Straight up, that home with all those glass windows, that's the home of Manny Pacquiao, the famous boxer of the Philippines. He returned to boxing 4 months ago at the age of 46. He's going to be facing Floyd Mayweather in the summer. Also another old guy, 49 years old. Crazy guys. Next to the right, we have the famous Mulholland Drive hiking trail, very popular among local people. Here to the left, we have the Laurel Hills neighborhood. It's one of the most exclusive neighborhoods here in Mulholland. Straight up, that white home is the home of Ariana Grande. He's hot right now, Ariana Grande. And next to the left, you're gonna see the home of Manny Pacquiao again, a little bit closer, straight up, that home with all those glass windows. Now the home of Ariana, you can see it here to the left, straight up. Now, straight up, this sandy area in front of us was very popular among filmmakers, especially in the 60s and 70s. They used to come here to film those scenes in which they drive cars off a cliff. They don't use it anymore, they're retired. Don't worry, we're not gonna try to replicate any famous scene, but here we can see some famous home from this angle. For instance, the first one to the right with the triangle roof used to be the home of Whitney Houston before she passed away. The one in the middle with the orange roof belongs to Bradley Cooper. And the first one to the left is the new home of Brad Pitt. He moved there about 6 months ago. We're gonna have a closer view of those homes soon. But before that, I'd like to show you straight up to the left, that's the home of Chris Brown, the singer. He used to live in another part of the Hollywood Hills before he had that incident with Brianna a few years ago, remember? After that, he moved to this place. maker. To feel more secure in this area, this place. Well, straight up, this is the home of Justin Bieber. This is one of the biggest properties in this area. It has its own water tank to the right. It's from Hawaii, but we're gonna get closer, and also we're gonna be able to see the entrance of that home. Huh?
A cup of coffee?
Why not? Well, no, not today because I forgot to call her. And I forgot to call him, so no, I don't think he's gonna be waiting. But next time. Straight up. Now we have a closer view of the home of Justin.
Justin Bieber.
Justin Bieber. I think he's from Toronto, Canada. More homes with a great view. I think that's why most people like to live in this area. Now we're gonna see another famous gated community. This is the summit. Here is where we can find the home of Arnold Schwarzenegger, the Terminator. He also was the governor for California for several years. Also, we can find the home of Britney Spears here. You might remember a few years ago she was arrested for indecent exposure. Well, that took place here to the right. And to the left, straight up, the light brown home is the home of Eddie Murphy. The one that is surrounded by those trees, Eddie Murphy. Have a better view here. Here between these two trees, straight up, the light brown home, that's the home of Eddie. Well, straight ahead of us, there's another very famous gated community. Here is where we can find the home of Khloe Kardashian and Robert Redford. Robert Redford passed away 4 months ago, but he had a home here and another one in Utah. But Khloe lives here to the left. Here to the right, this is the entrance of the home of Dwayne Johnson, The Rock. This is the home of Dwayne Johnson, The Rock. Going back to Khloe, Khloe is the only Kardashian who live here in this area. The rest of the Kardashian live in another area called the Calabasas. It's about 3 hours from here. The Rock. Well, now we're leaving the area of Mulholland Drive. We're getting into what is called Beverly Hills. Beverly Hills was founded by John Barron and Edward O'Keefe, two old tycoons from Detroit, who came here and invested a lot of money in this area. They finally founded Beverly Hills in 1821. Edward O'Keefe was also a very famous architect of the 20s and 30s. He designed many properties in this area, residential and commercial ones. I'll show you some of those properties. He was a very prolific architect. He left a big mark in Beverly Hills. In front of us, this is the home of Nicolas Cage. Face Off, Pig, Moonstruck, with Cher in the 80s. He's also the nephew of Francis Ford Coppola, the director of The Godfather, just in case you don't know. He comes from a very famous family. He's also the cousin of Talia Shire, the actress who played Adrian in the movie Rocky. She played the wife of Rocky Balboa in that movie. These 3 cliffhangers. These 3 properties are very unique here in this area. They are built at the highest point where you can build this type of homes. They've been there for more than 80 years and they never had a problem or damage due to earthquakes or any other type of natural disasters. The one in the middle was designed by Edward O'Keefe, one of the founders of Beverly Hills. And as you can see, they have a very peculiar design. We had a share of earthquakes here in this area for the last 80 years, but as you can see, it's still there. Very steady, very well designed. Huge home on top of the hill to the left is coming. to the left, that's the home of Leonardo DiCaprio, the one on top, the white home. That's the home of Leonardo. Great view, must have it from that angle. Very interesting story behind this area we're gonna face right now. During the construction of the Hollywood sign, they have to cut a lot of trees. Most of those trees were transplanted in this area on both sides of the streets. Most of these trees are over 100 years old, and they all used to be where the Hollywood sign is located now. It's a very historic place. Well, next to the left, can you see that light green home straight up? That's the home of Angelina Jolie. The one to the left and the one to the right are hers too. She wanna be alone. She don't wanna be bothered by neighbors.
Angelina Jolie.
Angelina Jolie. You see this home straight up with the green edge. This used to be the home of Steve McQueen in the 60s. The Great Escape, Wanted Dead or Alive, The Getaway. Right now it's owned by Lee Majors, the $6 million man, Big Valley, Fall Guy. Mostly series of the 70s and 80s. Now, after we pass this tall wall to the right, we're gonna see one of the most beautiful homes in this area. Actually, it's one of my favorite homes, which is the home of George Clooney. It's a kind of a Victorian home, very pretty. I'd like to know your opinion. Straight up, that's the home of George Clooney. Very classy home. That's my fantasy, by the way. I like to live there. He has another home in Lake Como.
Beautiful home.
Beautiful. I like it. I like it. Next to the left, we can see another fire station. As I said before, we need one every 4 miles. See the home of Taylor Swift. She lives in this yellow campus. Actually, she owns the whole state. Now we're gonna see the front gate. Her home is in the back. This is the front gate of her home. This little home up front is the home that is used by the security people. That's another level of richness, huh? She's big everywhere right now. She's a billionaire.
Taylor Swift.
We can see now properties are getting a little bit bigger, wider. Actually, this is the most expensive part of Beverly Hills. The average home price is $10 million. And the further that we go, the bigger the properties get. As you can see the footprint, now we're talking about mansions in this area. And the closer that we get to the commercial area, that's where we're going right now, and the bigger the properties get, as you see. Next to the right, this white home is the home of Floyd Mayweather, the boxer. He's coming out of retirement. And that mailbox over there is made of imported marbles worth $500,000. Straight out, here we have the most expensive hotel in the United States and the oldest in California, the Beverly Hills Hotel. Those bungalows to the right can cost you up to $25,000 a month. And a suite in the main building can go up to $10,000 a night. The back walls of the property were used to illustrate the front cover of the album Hotel California by the Eagles in the 60s. Actually, the song Hotel California was based on this hotel. This was the last place where Elizabeth Taylor lived. Also was the home of Howard Hughes in the 50s. Next to the right, we have the famous Beverly Hills Hotel sign, which you can see in many postcards and posters. This area we can see the typical trees you can see all over Los Angeles, the palms. This is classic LA. You can see palms anywhere in Los Angeles. In front of us, we have a 6-way intersection, unique here in Los Angeles. And if you come by car, you gotta be careful. It's tricky. You gotta be good at guessing, like me. Let's see. we made it. This time was easy. We made it.
Lucky. Boy, oh boy, what kind of an intersection is that? Wow. Very lucky.
Right, now we're gonna see a huge home. This is the home of LeBron James, the star of the Lakers. It starts right here. He usually stays here during the preseason with the Lakers. The season for them is already finished. Across the street, this beige home used to be the home of Kirk Douglas, the star of Spartacus in the 60s. Right now it's owned by Michael Douglas, his son, but he doesn't live here. Actually, nobody famous live in this place to the left. Kirk Douglas, great actor. Another beige home. This is the home of Sofia Vergara, the Modern Family. Sofia Vergara. And now we're gonna see the home of one of my favorite actors. And here we have the home of Al Pacino, Scarface, The Godfather. This year is the 52-year anniversary of the release of the movie The Godfather. And I gotta tell you that this is the only celebrity that I ever saw walking around his home, because most celebrities don't like to come out or walk around. But we saw him 2 years ago. Great guy. Next to the right, this beige home is the home of Sally Fields. Forrest Gump, Smoking the Bandit with Burt Reynolds in the 70s, The Flying Nun in the 60s. That was the series that gave it a big boost here for her career in TV. Now we're approaching the commercial part. This is we have two main streets. This one, Cannon Drive, which is the street of the restaurants. The most exclusive restaurants are located along this street. And next we're gonna see Rodeo Drive, the fashion street. They're getting ready for an art show here for the weekend. Here to the left, that beautiful building that looks like a church. That's the City Hall. We're gonna see it again later. And that was designed by Eduardo Kini. Due to the pandemic, some of these restaurants set up tables on the sidewalk. So sometimes it's easier to spot famous people. Sometimes it's not a sure thing. I saw Jennifer Aniston 6 months ago. I'll show you where. So I was thinking, some people want to be dropped off here in Beverly Hills, right? This is the place where I saw Jennifer Aniston 6 months ago. She was coming out with another person.
Jennifer Aniston? In this restaurant here?
Yeah.
Wow.
Very special place. And by the way, have you seen this driverless car here in Los Angeles, here to the left?
Yeah, Waymo.
Oh, I tell you, they're becoming very popular. You know, the taxi drivers and Uber drivers are getting very nervous because next to the right, here we have the Maywood Hotel. This is a hotel preferred by out-of-town celebrities. It's a very exclusive place. Many movie studios bring the celebrities here. Now in front of us here we have the Rolex building. This is the place where we can find the headquarters for North America. Rolex building. See this tall building? This is, with all these flags, this is the Beverly Wilshire Hotel. This is the place where they finished the movie Pretty Woman. This was the home of Julia Roberts in the movie when she came to live here in Beverly Hills. They also shot the Beverly Hills Cop with Eddie Murphy. Probably the most expensive street in the United States. Here we can find all the major fashion designers like Louis Vuitton, Gucci, Prada, Versace, you name it, they're all here. But this is a very nice area to take a walk. During the pandemic, the only way to get into some of these stores was by making an appointment. But right now they're back on regular hours. So over there we have the famous Rolex store. That's where you can buy those famous watches.
Rodeo Drive.
Next to the lady, this red place is Salvatore Ferragamo. They're remodeling the place, and this is the place where they design purses and bags for women. You can find items that are worth over $10,000. Very expensive place. Very, very expensive. Next to the right, we have the new building for Chanel. They just opened this place 6 months ago. Yeah, they're showing over. Well, coming up to the left, now we're gonna see another famous site. You might remember in the movie Pretty Woman, when Julia Roberts comes to live here, she goes shopping for shoes, she goes into the store, and then she gets kicked out. The huge mistake scene, the big mistake scene. That scene was shot across the street in Christian Louboutin, one of the most famous shoe stores here in Beverly Hills. The big mistake. Older in front of us.
It's like 150 years old, yeah?
This one will be over 200. I'd say.
200 years old, wow. Bit of a festival over there.
Yeah, they're getting ready for an art show for the weekend. Sometimes they have art shows. Hillside has been there since 1942. The pond has been there since 1925.
When was that erected?
1942.
1942, the Beverly Hills sign. There it is there, behind the tents.
City Hall. This affluent part of Beverly Hills is still very neat, very well-groomed area, but this is one of the oldest neighborhoods here. Most of these homes are over 80, 90 years old. We have no celebrities in this area. A lot of doctors live here, attorneys, but no celebrities. The average home price here in this area is about $5 million, which is about half of what it costs to home in the area where LeBron just lived. But as you can see, very pleasant place, very pleasant area to live in. And one thing that you can see, not only in this area, but anywhere in Beverly Hills, is the way Beverly Hills takes care of the landscaping. Landscaping is very important for Beverly Hills' image. Actually, this is one of the cities with the highest rate of water consumption. They spend a lot of money on water just to keep the areas glowing and as green as possible. And another feature that you can find only here in Beverly Hills, that you can find trees from all over the world. In one block, you can see one type of trees, and another block, another type of trees from a different origin, and a different country. It's very unique. Now, the mailbox to the left is the only exception. I think it needs a coat of paint, but the rest is very well preserved. I think the post office left it there as a standout. I don't know, but it's a relic. But the rest is all good. You're always going to see a lot of gardeners here taking care of the place. And usually when a celebrity comes to live here in Beverly Hills and doesn't have a property of also goes there and live there sometimes. That was the place where Neil Diamond used to have a condominium, Jerry Seinfeld. Next to the left, well, now we live in the area of Beverly Hills, getting into what is called West Hollywood. You see that sign to the left, the Beverly Hills sign, that marks the limit between Beverly Hills and West Hollywood. West Hollywood is famous for three things: nightclubs, comedy clubs, and restaurants. This is Sunset Boulevard, the famous Sunset Strip, as most people call it. It's the main avenue for the West Hollywood area. It goes all the way up to downtown Los Angeles.
Back in West Hollywood, but a bit of a traffic jam, so taking a little bit of time to get back.
I think it's going to last for a couple of blocks. That's it.
Only a couple of blocks.
Sign, the rainbow. This sign belongs to the oldest bar here in West Hollywood. This is the place where Joe DiMaggio and Marilyn Monroe had their first date. Next we have the Roxy Theater, the oldest theater here in Los Angeles County. Black Store. This is a car rental company that specializes in luxury cars. You can rent any luxury car you like for $1,000 a day, whether it's a Rolls Royce, Bugatti, Ferrari, Lamborghini, whatever you like, $1,000 a day. And also you can buy them. They also rent race cars there. Very special place. Go nightclub. This is the oldest nightclub here in West Hollywood. This is the place where Jimi Hendrix became famous, Van Halen, Led Zeppelin, Neil Diamond. That's why you can see the guitars on top of the canopy. It's a symbol of the type of performance they used to come, and they still do. Bruce Springsteen, a lot of famous guitar players.
Whiskey a go-go. Cool.
See a Black Store. This is the Viper Room, another famous nightclub. It's still owned by Johnny Depp. That's where River Phoenix passed away of an overdose. He was the brother of Joaquin Phoenix, the Joker, who also won an Oscar 3 years ago for Best Supporting Actor. Right, the Viper Room.
It's a white room.
Is the Social House. This is a blend of comedy club and bar. It's owned by Gloria Estefan. So here to the right.
State Social House, owned by Gloria Estefan. Huh. There it is.
Let's see, I'm gonna take this place. Some of the bus. Straight up to the left.
Jimmy
the home of
Kimmel's home.
Jimmy Kimmel.
Up
Next
there.
to the left, we're gonna see the comedy store. This is one of the most famous comedy clubs. This year, the 55-year anniversary of this place. This is the place where Jay Leno became famous, Benny Hill, Roxanne, Whoopi Goldberg. You can see the names of the comedians that used to come. Their names are written all over the wall above the entrance.
Comedy store.
Great place to see comedy actors. Johnny Carson, Jimmy.
Beautiful hotel here. Sunset Plaza Hotel. Best Western. Beautiful. Really lovely hotel.
Coming up to the left, we're gonna see Saddle Ranch. This is one of the most famous restaurants here in West Hollywood. They specialize on all types of meats. If you like steaks, this is the place to come. Next we have Carnes. It's a train wagon. It's been there since 1939. It's a landmark here in West Hollywood. They specialize in hot dogs. You can eat in and out. A little crowded inside, but people like it. Wanna see another famous nightclub, Body Shop. This is the place where they shot the movie Striptease with Demi Moore, the former wife of Bruce Willis. And next to the left, you can see that old building is the Chateau Marmont Hotel. This is the place where John Belushi passed away of an overdose. A lot of people have died of overdoses here in Hollywood. It's frequented by many celebrities like Robert De Niro, Miley Cyrus. Robin Williams used to come very often before he passed away. Now we're gonna see probably the most famous comedy club here in West Hollywood, the Laugh Factory. This is the place where they advertise their comedians on the electronic side. And this was one of the last places where Bob Saget performed before he passed away 3 years ago. He was the star of the series beautiful house in the 90s. Next to the right, this tall building, the glass building, is Directors Guild of America. This is the place where they vote for the Oscars. And also where we can find the union for filmmakers. Well, now we live in the area West Hollywood. We're going back to Hollywood. Very soon we're going to be in the area where we started the tour, which is the most important part for businesses and entertainment. And this is an area where I would suggest that you spend time, because there's a lot of things to see there, like the Chinese theater, where you can find the country cement. That's one way to moralize people. The Dolby Theater, where they host the Oscars, and Madame Tussauds Museum, a lot of places. We're going to see the first school where Michael Jackson went when his family came to California for the first time. Actually, we're going to see the auditorium that it was named in his honor, the Michael Jackson Auditorium, here to the right. His brothers went to Hollywood High, which is the high school that we saw at first when we started the tour, remember? That was at the time when they were part of the Jackson 5, when he was little. Boulevard that goes between La Brea and Gower. It's a stretch of more or less 15 blocks, it's about a mile, in which we can see the stars on both sides of the streets. I'm sure you must have seen some already. But not many people know that once you're chosen for the star, you have to pay for the star. It's not free. It costs $70,000. It's a big money-making business by the Hollywood Chamber of Commerce. They're in charge of choosing who's going to get the star, where it's going to be located. And then after they charge you $70,000.
They charge you $70,000.
It's very controversial because some people think that because they have to pay, they can manipulate who is going to get the star. Because let's face it, some people are not that famous and they get the star anyway. But
yeah, $70,000 for a star.
It's a business. It's a business.
On the Walk of Fame.
Now here is where the Walk of Fame starts. You know that monument to the right is it's called La Brea Gate. It's a homage to working women in show business. Over there is where you can find the stars of the Beatles and Elvis Presley side by side. That yellow building to the right is the Roosevelt Hotel. That's where we started the tour, and that's where we're gonna end it. And that was named after President Teddy Roosevelt, and that's where Marilyn Monroe did her first commercial. Next to the left, we have some souvenir shops like Target, La La Land in the corner. La La Land in the corner is a great place to buy souvenirs. Also, it's a great place to go to the restrooms because not many places allow you to go to the restrooms here in Hollywood. And also inside you can find the Cadillac that was owned by Elvis Presley and it's valued $1 million. If you like classic cars, that's it's a classic. Cadillac Eldorado, I believe.
They've closed off this part of the street because
yeah,
they've
there's
got
a premiere of a movie at
the Mandalorian and the Grogu premiere at the Chinese Theater.
Yeah, the Chinese Theater. Great place to see the handprint on cement. Have you been there?
Yeah.
Yeah. Has anybody been there in the Chinese Theater? Have you been walking? Yeah, you gotta go to because it's a great place to see history there. You can see the handprint on cement. It's like the stars. Madame Tussauds, one of the best in the country. Next after the Chinese Theater, there's a yellow building, that's the Dolby Theater. That's where they host the Oscars every year. And across the street, there's a building with all columns where they take the show Jimmy Kimmel Live. For taking part of this tour. Please remain at your seats until I open the door for you. I'm gonna park as close as possible to the curb so you have an easy way out. Again, thank you. Enjoy the rest of the day and have a safe trip back home. Thank you very much. All right.
Well, that was an amazing tour. Thank you so much to Rick. He was amazing. This has been absolutely one of the highlights of my trip to LA with Hollywood Beverly Hills tours. I recommend them very, very much. If you come to LA, make sure you come to Hollywood Beverly Hills tours and make sure you get this guy, Rick, and he'll give you a really good tour. So I hope you enjoyed this little video from Travel Adventures with Sam. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Make sure you share, and also please make sure that you subscribe to my channel. It's free to do and it helps my channel to grow. So until next time, hey Rick, happy travels.
Hola, thank you very much.
Thank you.
You've been very nice.